Martí, you have a very clear way of playing football, a clear philosophy and DNA. As a footballing purist, how much enjoyment did you take from Alfie Lloyd's late equaliser?
No, a lot, actually. I think that's the beauty of the game, right? That you can score in many different ways. And I know that it has been quite popular, this goal, around. But I think that shows the resilience of the guys. We were in a difficult position after conceding a late goal, and still the team tried to believe and try to never give up approach to the game. So very happy for Alfie, very happy for the team, and no matter how it was a good goal.
When Barry Bannon scored in the 92nd minute, obviously there was a lot of dejection amongst the QPR fans in the crowd and amongst some of the players on the pitch. And I noticed in that moment you were out of your technical area instructing the players to get back and get ready to go for the last couple of minutes. I have to confess I didn't share your optimism for what was to come, but how important is it that all the players have that mindset that obviously you demonstrated in that moment, that while the game is alive there's a chance?
But I think that we try to show them every time that football is about the next action, that it's part of the game to have mistakes in the build-up, mistakes in a pass, in a control, but the most important is the way you react to it. So in that case, obviously the shock is bigger because it's a goal that you concede. It's a goal in a minute 93. Actually, after a decent second half, much better definitely than the first half, where perhaps in the first half we struggle for several reasons to beat the high press, they create chances, while in the second half I just recall the goal and a chance in the beginning of the second one. So perhaps the game looked like it will be 0-0, and then you concede a goal. So mentally you need to be very sharp to get ready, to understand that if it's 1 minute, half a minute, whatever you have left, you need to try. There's no time to complain. We can complain in the bus 5 hours later, and that's perhaps the feeling I got after the game, that it was very emotional to score that goal. Happy for the guys, happy for Alfie, but on the way back, me and the staff, we were analysing the game because we were definitely not happy about the whole performance, especially the performance in the first half.
You said there were several reasons we struggled in the first half. What were those?
I think it's a combination of things. The first one is that we could expect Sheffield Wednesday came from a bad trend of results. So after international break, it's a good moment as a team to just try to restart. They play at home. We know that we suffered last season already about the impact that the crowd can have on the performances. We know that the main philosophy is based on pressing, counter-pressing, regaining high. So it's all about taking something from your own mistakes on the build-up. And the way we want to play is just the opposite. It's about constructive, it's about building up, it's about trying to create something. So it was about trying to find the right way to beat the high pressure. We couldn't find the spare man. We were not, I wouldn't say brave, but we were not accurate enough to find the right guy that was time enough to turn and to beat the first line of pressure, because we know that against these kind of teams, once you beat the first line of pressure, then it's very wide, it's very open. But we need to be clinical enough, we need to be good enough to activate those situations. In the second half, I think it was much better. We showed them in the halftime how was the structure on the press, quite similar to what we actually planned during the week. It's true that they play with a winger that was sometimes wing back, sometimes full back, so in that double role in the right side, but it was very clear what was the space, and I think that in the second half the guys did really well, and we start to create another game scenario where it's about beating a deeper block.
And there's a different challenge coming up on Tuesday evening against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup. What threat do you expect them to pose? How do you think they will approach the game? They've had a difficult start to their Premier League campaign.
Yeah, but we saw that against Norwich, for instance, in the Cup, they present a very strong 11 starting. They have very good players. I think the manager did a fantastic job last season, and I'm sure that they want to have a good run in the Cup. So I'm very aware that probably they will try to go all in, and we need to be ready for the challenge, because in some way, German manager as well, it's going to be a similar picture of the game. It's true that they always, most of the times they play with 3 at the back, very physical at the back, players with capacity to cover bigger spaces, but the whole approach is being aggressive, regain the ball high and punish you when you are wide trying to build up. So in that sense, it's going to be a very good test to see how much we could improve in the last 2-4 days, and especially to keep developing this identity as a team that we want to build up and that we want to beat high pressure through playing the ball on the ground.
QPR supporters are looking forward to Ebere Eze returning to the club. Obviously he's an excellent player from your perspective. How do you approach the challenge of Ebere Eze?
First of all, I think it's going to be nice to have him back at Lotto Road because all the good things he did for the club. I think it's a good feeling for all the QPR fans to see how his career is progressing and how well he's doing for the national team, for his current club. But at the same time, looking forward to make sure that he has a tough time when the kickoff starts. So we are aware about his quality. I don't know if he will start or not, but in any case, we know about the capacity, his capacity to dribble, to break lines, to play the last pass, and in that sense, we need to be aware of this. And yeah, obviously, we prepare the guys, and I'm fully confident that we're going to try to do a good job with him.
And in terms of team news, Sam Field came off at half-time at the weekend. Jake Clark-Salter wasn't available. Morgan Fox, Ilias Chair. What's the update on that quartet?
The update is that from all those guys, Sam Field will be ready for the game. The rest of them in different moments of the recovery, but they will not be ready for the game tomorrow. Sam will be completely ready. And yeah, again, I think that this squad is showing that everybody can contribute. So whoever will start tomorrow, I'm sure that we're going to present a good 11.
3 games in a week. Is there a temptation to look to rest, to use the squad?
The temptation is always there because they give me that confidence and that they send me that message in every training that I can trust all of them. I think that has been already proved in the beginning of the season. Every time we had a week like this, that's my way as well of thinking, that everybody needs to be ready for that kind of challenges, and it's always good and positive for the team when fresh legs comes in a period like this. So I'm pretty sure that we're going to see some new faces compared to the game we play on Saturday, but at the same time keeping the same identity and the same idea on how we want to play football.
And has Alfie Lloyd been banging on the door saying, you've got to start me, Gaffer?
He's definitely coming with a big energy, but he's very humble and he wants to keep improving, and I'm sure that he's going to get more minutes.
And very finally, a London derby, of course, in the Cup as well. As we know, is well documented, QPR aren't used to having Cup runs. How much are you looking forward to hopefully extending that?
My target is always try to get the best of it and hopefully break a lot of records for the club. So if hopefully we can break a much better record, so to say. But looking forward to have a good evening, to have a performance that our fans will enjoy, and to go through against a good opposition and see what's next.